for more foreigners, and her mother claims she's powerless to stop her.
Kuhusu Fatuma anarandaranda kwa sababu ya hali yake mapenzi sina, chakula sina nyumbani, hivi ni mtoto wa shule nimekwama amefukuzwa ndo anazunguka.
What makes what I've just heard even more shocking is that it isn't even a secret. It's widely accepted in this village that children are sold to foreign tourists for sex. And what's happening here is happening up and down the Kenyan coast, with thousands of children, possibly tens of thousands of children, involved. There are pockets of resistance, like this girls' football team set up by a Kenyan charity. Its motto, "My God is my strength, not my white man." But the school teacher in charge admits that 16 of the 35 girls she trained last year are now back on the beaches, selling themselves.
They take the child of Kenya just because we are poor. They misuse the child. Personally, it hurts me. I feel pain. Any foreigner found sleeping with a Kenyan child should be taken back to his country and never be given allowance to come to our country again.
All along the coast, we'd heard that children abused by tourists are now younger than ever. But we wanted evidence. So we went to Mombasa's only public clinic, specialising in sexual violence. And this clinic is unique in confronting a scandal many would rather ignore. This is the clinic's admissions book, and it reads like an astonishing chronicle of cruelty. Over 1,000 children treated here in the last 2 years. And the academic analysing the daily roll call says their ages are falling, with more and more sold for sex.
So the ages we have here are 9, 10, 8, 15, 10, 6 years old here. That is typical of our clinic. We have 78% under 15, and
What, all raped or sodomized?
Raped or sodomized. This is all violations against these children.
How many of these horrific child abuse cases have been carried out, perpetrated by tourists from abroad?
The national estimate, based on a report by UNICEF, is that 40%, approximately 40 to 50%, it's a hard number to calculate, are committed by tourists from abroad.
On busy days, an abused child can wait 8 hours to see a doctor. This clinic is the first of its kind in Kenya, and the doctors wonder how many abuse cases never get reported at all.
We don't know what the situation is exactly outside, but we are sure that what we are seeing is just the tip of the iceberg.
Do you get a sense that any of these cases you deal with of child abuse end up in court?
Basing on our judicial system and the various loopholes we're currently having with evidence collection, we don't have even evidence collection kits. So I'd say it's very rare for a perpetrator to be jailed. Very, very rare.
In June, Kenyans near this beach took the law into their own hands, hacking down beach huts after a European tourist was accused of molesting 9-year-olds inside. A local campaigner told me that even if the tourist was caught, he could bribe the police to drop the case. Ours was a journey of painful contrasts, the tropical beauty of the holiday resorts jarring with the desperation of the children nearby. And as we continued our investigation, those contrasts became ever more disturbing. We found Henry, a 7-year-old molested by a white man in exchange for pocket money, new clothes and a bag of flour. His father wants the police to bring charges, but the police have told the parents that the tourist has fled to Europe and may never return. And in a mother's proud face, we saw a family struggling to keep its dignity.
Na kama hatuwezi kujua atakuja lini, na kama hatakuja itabaki hivyo kwa sababu hatuwezi kujua kama atakuja lini. Ikiwa mimi kama wakati niko na pesa, ingechukuliwa tight, lakini kwa sababu sina kitu, kwa sababu inachukuliwa hivi hivi. Inasemekana mpaka aende arudi.
The authorities know there's a problem. Look at the billboards. They hope a new tourist police force will be patrolling the beaches by the end of this year. But this is a country which fears that any attack on its reputation and innocent tourists, the vast majority, could be driven away.
We are going to take strict action on defaulters or criminals who are taking advantage of young children. As a parent, as well as a country, we cannot afford abuse of our children. At the same time, if it is publicized, blown out of proportion, it will destroy the same effort of eradication of poverty by destroying tourism.
But parents and charities say the time has come for the truth to be told. This church orphanage is sheltering a 6-year-old girl who has told her carers about her visits to hotel rooms and being filmed for pornographic videos. And the charity worker who rescued her says the abuse probably began at the age of 3.
The doctor said she has some whip-like lashes on her back, and she had a vaginal injury as well, and there's some sodomy as well.
And she's just 6 years old.
And she's just 6 years old.
And as far as we know, do we know who carried this out? Who committed this crime?
She says it was, Mzungus.
White men.
White men, yeah. Laws are going to get stricter, and they can't go back to their families pretending not to be pedophiles anymore. And they're going to wind up in jail eventually.
This little girl is now safe, no longer refusing to eat, no longer expecting to stay up all night. But up and down this 300-mile coastline, Kenyan children are suffering, their stories still untold.